Hey little cuties, Demi Bemi here, and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. I would like to say, you know, just tooting my horn, my own little horn a little, this is my Newcrest masterpiece. This is probably my most favorite build that I've done for that whole little, it's not really like a series, or I mean kind of a series, I don't know. Anyway, so my Parenthood Let's Play, I'm also kind of doing like a Build Newcrest, so I'm just sort of like building the town around them, and this, as you've seen by the title and the thumbnail, this is an abandoned house, and it's so good. I love it. I did build this before cats and dogs, so unfortunately I didn't get to use those disgusting newspapers, or else those would have been everywhere. Like, this build gets like real gross. My intention for this build is to be a sort of mischievous teen hangout, is basically the whole point of this build. And if you've seen my other builds I've done for Newcrest, you will know that Newcrest, my idea for Newcrest anyway, is that it's a town that was kind of not great, had like a high crime rate, people were just like out of control, and so there's some buildings in this town that are really gross, but somebody has come in, new businesses are coming in and trying to make it nice. However, there are still places that are really gross. I feel like my best work comes from things that I know. I feel like if I don't really know something or of something, then I feel like my work doesn't really show it, you know? Because I remember was I in like a writing class or something in like high school or maybe college? I don't know. But something one of my teachers / potentially professors said was write about what you know. And I feel like that kind of goes for a lot of things. If you sort of just stick to what you know, I feel like it's going to turn out well in the end. So that long-winded whatever that was is the beginning of telling you that this is sort of based on houses that were around my hometown. My hometown isn't like bad or anything. It's not like you walk down the street and you'll get mugged or something. But it's certainly not my favorite. I feel like it could be better. But oh no, what did I do? Oh, so I have the music that's playing in the background. It like trails off at the end, so I have it basically just looping, and it got really quiet, and I have this habit of when I'm like adjusting myself in my chair, because I move quite a bit when I'm sitting, I'm like cross-legged, I have my feet under my butt, I'm like, I don't know, doing all kinds of gymnastics in my chair, but I have a habit of like pulling out my headphones cord from my microphone, and right as the music lulled to like restart over, I adjusted, and I thought I pulled that out. You guys don't care. I just think it's a fun little thing. Anyway, a lot of houses in my hometown are like abandoned or foreclosed, or people don't live in them anyway, and they're starting to be taken over by nature, basically. There was one house that I lived down the street from for a while, and I believe, I mean, definitely nobody lived there, but I think that like the windows and stuff were boarded up. I don't know what the deal was with this house, but like nobody was taking care of it. Obviously no one lived there. But the grass was like so tall, and I think people like broke in a few times, because I remember seeing like broken windows and stuff. So eventually they probably boarded up the windows after people kept breaking in. But a lot of homeless people are in the town that I'm from, and so more often than not, they set up camp in places like this. There was a place I went once when I was young, not super young, but like younger. I went to this abandoned building that was like in my town, and there was like a hole in the wall of this building, and I remember like I used to walk down near this building and I had never gone in, but like sometimes there was the hole like was visible and sometimes it was like boarded up. So I think that like police or whoever were like constantly going in and like boarding up this hole because homeless people had like ripped open this hole in the wall and would like go inside this building and like just live in it. I just find it crazy that they like tore a hole in the wall like near the foundation of the building, like instead of like breaking in through like a window or something. Like this building had windows. It was like an industrial building too. I think it was like an old grain mill or something, because it had like a really big silo on it. But yeah, that place was really scary, and I went inside and like you shouldn't be going into abandoned houses. So don't go into abandoned houses, but this one, or abandoned buildings in general, because I'm pretty sure it's illegal. I'm not sure. I'm sure it's probably not a good thing to do anyway. But we eventually went into this building, which was super dangerous. Like, I was such an out of control kid. Like, I don't know, was I insane? Probably. But we went in there and it was like really scary because like you can, like in places where homeless people are living, like they just make their house in there. And like there would just be like beds and like whatever laying around, and like there were some pictures and there was like newspaper clippings, and I don't know, it's just like super weird. And it's like really scary too because a lot of people where I'm from like are on drugs, and I feel like when people are on drugs they're super unpredictable. I feel like that got like really dark. I did not even intend for that to be dark. But anyway, that's just like kind of what I based it off of, is like some scary abandoned buildings and houses that were in my hometown. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much that. It's just a really gross, disgusting building, and I really love gross, disgusting buildings. I think that there's something, I don't know. I have an infatuation with things that are like dark in nature, I feel like. And I feel like an abandoned place is sort of, I don't know if I would say inherently dark. Maybe. I don't know. But I feel like there's something, I find beauty in dark things. I don't know. Like my favorite types of movies are indie movies about drug addicts. And I'm very much aware that drugs are bad. I don't do drugs. Oh my god, excuse me, the burping starts. But there's like, I don't know. It's, I guess indie movies that are like about drug addicts and stuff, they sort of like romanticize it, which I guess is why I enjoy shows like that. For example, I watched 13 Reasons Why, and I know a lot of people were concerned because it seemed like it was romanticizing suicide, which I could see how people, I feel like in a way it was sort of romanticizing it, because there's sort of something romantic about tragedy and sadness, like a poet or something, you know what I'm saying? But I really liked that. I don't think it was really romanticizing suicide, but I thought it was a really good show anyway. So just kind of like stuff like that I love, or just anything dark and creepy in general too. So I believe, if I remember correctly, I think I made this place haunted. I know a lot of people don't believe in ghosts, but I haven't seen any proof that they're not real. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no proof that they are real, but there's also no proof that they're not real. So I choose to believe because, I choose to believe because how do I know? Like what do I know? I'm not a scientist. I don't know. But my idea was that it was like a haunted abandoned building and that like weird stuff goes on here. I really love like abandoned, like haunted places. Like my dream in life is just to go to a bunch of abandoned places that are allegedly haunted. I don't have anyone that wants to go with me. People think I'm insane. For example, if you don't know, I currently am living in the land of the rising sun, Japan. And somewhere that I would like to travel to within Japan is the Aokigahara forest, which is at the base of Mount Fuji, near Tokyo. If you don't know where that is, I can't help you because I'm not good at geography. But it's this forest that a lot of people think is haunted because it's, I don't want to say popular because that's not really a good word. But it's I guess popular is the only word I can say, but so statistics for suicide, it's the second most popular location where people go. Second only to the San Francisco Bridge. So I don't want to go there necessarily for the fact that people are killing themselves in this forest, but just like the weird things about this forest. So the forest is growing completely on beds of lava rock, which is insane to me. It's actually really dangerous to go like venturing off the trail and stuff because there's like caves. Some of the caves are just like filled with ice, like they're so cold. There's like tours you can do to like go to Mount Fuji and then go to Aokigahara Forest or Jukai and see their ice caves. Oh my god, I could like see a cave in my head with ice. I feel so rambly today. I am so sorry. Anyway, so I want to go there because it's just like crazy that this forest is growing on top of a bed of lava rock, and compasses don't work there. I don't know if GPS works. I imagine it probably doesn't because it's so far out. But compasses don't work because of the magnetic fields in the lava rock. And also, people will say that there's like no animal sounds or like insects really that are in the forest. So I think that's kind of bizarre. Anyway, we're into the tour, so I will let you guys enjoy that. Thank you for listening and hanging out while I just rambled my face off. Anyways, you guys, it's always a pleasure. If you guys have any comments, tips, tricks, or suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below. Give it a thumbs up if you like it, and I'll see you little cuties in the next one. Bye!